Hey, Dave, Lucia calling from Queens, New York. Just wanted to say I'm loving your Bachelor in Paradise Canada recaps. I also am enjoying the show. Funny thing, did you notice that they do not use black boxes like they do for U.S.? Like, we're seeing lots of butts. Anyways, excited for tonight's live stream.
Hey Dave, it's Sarai. So I've been thinking about the breakup between Katie and Blake. We don't know what goes on behind closed doors. We don't know what caused, what little fights they had that turned into volcano fights. Like the time sometimes makes the heart grow fonder, and sometimes it doesn't work out at all. And yeah, it sucks when when you put your whole heart into your relationship and they live in this bubble, and when you only allow this limited time to get to know someone, and you don't know them outside of that bubble, you just know them inside of it. So when you go into the real world, it can hit you like a ton of bricks. And all of a sudden you're faced with all these questions that maybe you didn't have all the answers to. Like, when he goes to Africa, how am I going to handle that? What am I going to do? What am I going to do with my life? I'm moving to San Diego, but I can't always get a hold of him. But, long-distance relationships take a lot of work. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of compromise and talking to each other, not on a daily basis, but at least, every other day or so at least. So it's just so sad when, you always hope these relationships work, but when you have a limited percentage of successful relationships coming out of this franchise, it kind of leaves you not looking good for the future, but you always hope, what they say, you hope for the worst, what's that phrase? You hope for the best, expect the best, but you know what I mean. My brain's having a brain fart. But, it's sad. But, this stuff happens, unfortunately. Not all relationships are going to work. So, yeah. All right, I'll see you in the live stream. All right, bye. I'm drunk, if you can't tell already.
Hey Dave, it's Avery calling from New York. I just wanted to talk a little bit regarding Katie and Blake's breakup. So I'm definitely like the most hopeless romantic person. I love so much. Like, the littlest things just make me so happy in regarding to love, and I feel like that's why I love The Bachelor so much, because you can really feel the connection between people. And I'll be honest, everybody's saying they felt chemistry between Blake and Katie. I'll be honest, I didn't really feel that. I felt it with Greg, I felt it with Andrew, I felt it with Michael. I didn't really feel it with Blake, if I'm being 100% honest. And I feel like in the finale, I know we talked about this months and months and months ago, about how Katie was going to choose Greg, and then everything happened, and I guess kind of really the only option she had left was Blake, because she knew she didn't want to choose Justin. So I feel like, in that sense, maybe she might have just went into something for the sake of having it, even though she did know that she cared a lot about Blake, but maybe, I don't know, maybe she didn't love him as much as she said, or as she proclaimed. I don't know, it's just a theory. I feel like I'm someone who can read body language pretty well, so that was just something that kind of stuck out to me. I don't know, I want to get your thoughts on it. I'm really excited for the season of Bachelorette, and I cannot wait to watch all your recaps. Have a great day. Bye, Dave.
Push the like button.
Hey, Dave, it's Sherry Ellison, your fellow Rhode Islander. I can tell you that as a former wildlife rehabilitator, there was a point at which I was signed up to go to Africa to do internships that would have kept me away from my home and then husband for about 6 months. Wildlife work is no joke, and it takes a level of dedication and love for conservation and the animals. And I can certainly see where Katie might have been not on board with that. My then husband, when I was in that position, was fine with it, actually, right up to the point where civil war broke out in the Congo. And so, needless to say, I did not go, so I am still above ground and vertical. I get what might have gone wrong there. Anyway, be well, be safe. Love you all. Bye.
Push the like button.
This is Stacy from Naples, Florida. I cannot believe about Katie and Blake. It's unbelievable. I was shocked. They seem so happy. Thank you.
I'm sipping wine by the bottle.
Hey Dave, it's Bailey from Kansas. I started watching your page during Bachelor in Paradise, and I've been hooked ever since. Thanks for your content. I'm actually really sad about Katie and Blake. I thought they were actually going to be pretty good together, and Blake grew on me eventually, but I think they're both genuine people, and I'm sad for them, but, you know, sometimes it just doesn't work out. That's okay. I was surprised that you didn't make a joke about Aunt Lindsay, because when you first announced that, I was like, oh man, Aunt Lindsay is just seething in her chair at home, like, called that one, but oh well. Also, a little off topic, but are you quitting Survivor Recap? This is the first season I'm watching, and I know you went into analytics on not getting as many views, but if you keep that up, I'll definitely watch them, so you'll have one viewer. But anyways, have a great day. Bye-bye.
Hey Dave, this is Daniel from Michigan. Listen, I'm a young viewer of the show. I've been subscribed to you ever since the beginning, since you started first making your videos. Anyway, I just wanted to say that I think there were so many people better suited for Katie on the season besides Blake. I know they had great chemistry, but there were so many guys. Just wanted to point out that I hope she would be open to starting a relationship with some of the guys, especially Michael. Hopefully that might happen. Anyway, love you guys. Keep going with the show. You rock. Bye.
Hey Dave, this is Isaiah from New York. I'm not totally shocked that Blake and Katie broke up. One, I think that she's kind of become enveloped by that whole SoCal, San Diego crowd. I also think that, she may have gotten a little taste of that post-Bachelorette fame, and it can be intoxicating for people. I guarantee she'll be the Bachelorette of Paradise next year. He'll probably be there too. But I also just think they weren't right to begin with, and it was just kind of forced because they had certain similarities. Hey Dave, sorry, I don't know what happened. This is Isaiah from New York. But as I was saying, I think Katie has become enveloped by that entire SoCal, San Diego crowd, and, that coupled with the taste of, post-Bachelorette fame and notoriety. And also, if your fiance is in a different country and she's constantly hanging out with the men from her season, men that at one point were pursuing a relationship with her. I'm a secure man, but I still find that odd. And it could be kind of inappropriate. Like every other lead that is still with the person that they've chosen has put space between themselves and the other contestants from their season, and Katie has not. So I find that a little odd. But all in all, not to say that, anyone's at fault here. I just don't think it was right. They had certain similarities, but I don't think it was ever really going to be a forever thing.
Hi, I'm Kelsey from Reno, Nevada. I'm not surprised at all that they broke up because of the way she was talking to Greg. She made it seem like he was the one, didn't want to take the leap, and that's really on her. So I'm not really surprised that they broke up at all. So, I mean, best wishes to both of them, but Katie kind of put me off with the way she talked to Greg.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for checking out this voicemail introduction of the live stream to our very sad and sentimental music. If anyone wants to call in, the voicemail number is 401-213-9828, and let's continue all of your very thoughtful voicemails. Next up, Alana from Louisiana.
Hey Dave, this is Alana from Louisiana. I just wanted to say that I really wasn't surprised that Katie and Blake split. I never truly felt like they were in love. I think she really liked Blake, but I think she really, really cared for Greg. I think that he was one of the ones she thought she'd end up with, but once all the drama unfolded, she knew she couldn't be with him. He clearly had a lot of issues he was still processing. I think after Mike and Greg left, she was depressed and wanted to make it work with Blake, but in the end, the love to make a lasting relationship just wasn't there. That's just my personal opinion, but who knows? Maybe in a few years down the road, they could end up back together, or they could find the person that makes their world go round. I wish them the best, and I absolutely love your channel. I'm a Taurus too, Team Taurus. You and your fiance are adorable. Love y'all. Bye. Oh, there's my son. Bye. Hi, I'm calling from Arizona. Honestly, I'm not at all shocked by this. I called them breaking up like from right when they got together. I feel like her like storm of like whatever quote unquote abuse from what's his face now, like at the end of it, whoever was up against Blake, like that all happening at once. I feel like it was just such unfinished business, and then Blake just wasn't like perfectly there to like sweep her away, you know. And yeah, they don't even live near each other. I don't know. I'm not at all shocked by this. Like, it was not shocking at all. Anyway, thank you. Bye-bye.
Well, thank you all for checking out the soothing sounds of the pre-live stream voicemail system. As always, it's Dave Neal. And next up, we have Rose from Northern Utah.
Hi, this is Rose calling from Northern Utah, and my opinion on the whole Katie situation is I think her season could have just been left out. I don't know if that's because after watching Michelle's first episode, I'm very stunned at the way that she has presented herself. And with this breaking news, I mean, unfortunately for the couples, I wish them the best. But I felt like nothing came out of Katie's season, and it could have just not been made in the first place. Thanks, Dave. Love ya. Have a great day.
Power Recapper here, Dave Neal, with your voicemail radio half hour. Up next, Sean from Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Hey Dave, this is Sean from Bowling Green, Kentucky. I'm calling in regards to the Katie Thurston Blake breakup. Man, I'm so heartbroken by that. I was so looking forward to Katie's season. She's probably the first Bachelorette in a long time. I was so excited to see her season, but I'm so hopeful for her. I think that I'm glad that it seems to be a very mutual breakup. I hope that it's great behind the scenes, and I'm looking forward to everybody having the respect that they deserve. And I'm looking forward to the best for them. Thanks for your content, bro. Have a good night.
Up next, we have Steph from Atlanta with a question we all want to know. Does love even exist anymore?
Hey, Dave. This is Steph from Atlanta. And about Katie and Blake, honestly, does love even exist anymore? It's like what you see and what you get are two totally different things. Like, what the hell? And about Katie and Blake, honestly, does love even exist anymore? Does love even exist anymore? Does love even exist anymore? What the hell? What the hell? Honestly, does love even exist anymore? Like, what the hell?
Hey, it's Stormy from Florida. I was calling because Katie and Blake broke up. Honestly, I'm really stunned. I thought they were a beautiful couple and that they complimented each other well, and sadly they didn't last. I'm proud of them for choosing what is best for them, but it's just really heartbreaking to see. In a way, I kind of hope that they get back together, like once they figure out whatever happened. But like in her post, she said that they just, I'm paraphrasing, like they weren't compatible for each other, or you never really know what's going on behind the scenes, so we just got to respect that. But I want to know everybody else's thoughts too. Like, were y'all shocked? Yeah. Well, thank you, Dave, and hope you have a great one. Bye.
I'm calling from Canada, and I honestly thought that it was shocking that they broke up because I thought they were going to last longer and wait a little longer to break up, but yeah, that's just my opinion, so yeah.
Hey Dave, this is Paige from Cincinnati, Ohio again. I am calling in because I just saw you post 9 minutes ago, Bachelorette Katie Thurston and Blake just broke up. And I just told you that I had a feeling that I wasn't feeling the love. And everybody on the comments was like, no, they like them and they're together. Like literally a day and a half from when I said that statement publicly. They're broken up. So, yeah. That's all I.
Hi, Dave, Neil, and Natasha. Okay, so I'm going to make this really fast. I just heard you saying about I don't know if it's real or not, that you might be the host of Bachelorette in Paradise. You cut the crap. Oh my God, go for it. You'd be perfect. By the way, I had no idea you were that tall. You and Natasha are probably the best looking couple out there. You cut the crap. Love you guys. Bye.
Hey Dave, this is Christy from Dallas, Texas. I just wanted to say that I do love Blake and Katie so much. I'm so bummed to hear the news. My only concern or question, I guess, is just that why, I felt like Blake was doing a lot of the travel back and forth, and I think Katie had maybe went to Canada once that at least we knew about. And I guess I'm just surprised that she didn't give it a little bit more time. That's all. So maybe there was more to it than that, but either way, I certainly hope they're both doing okay, and I wish them the best. All right, take care. Bye.
Dave Neal here, coming into you with our pre-Tuesday afternoon live stream, preparing for Michelle's Shot at Love, episode 2. There's a few slots open for voicemails. Feel free to call in 401-213-9828. We'll see you out there.
Hey Hey Dave, this is Catherine from Florida, except today I am calling from sunny Kauai, Hawaii. I've been here for the past couple of days and I'll be here for the rest of the week, so I haven't really been paying much attention, but as soon as I saw this video, I had to watch it and look into it. I am heartbroken about Katie and Blake. Ever since Blake first showed up on our season, I thought for sure that he was going to be the one to make it to the end. Every time I've seen them together, they've always looked to be like the perfect couple, which, I mean, I know that looks aren't everything, but, I mean, they just really made it seem like they were going to work. But now that I'm thinking about it, you look at the things that, like, Katie's doing right now versus the things that Blake is doing right now, they live two totally different lives. Blake is very active in the whole animal conservation thing, which is very noble and very exciting for him. While Katie is out, going to clubs, doing the stand-up thing, meeting up with people, being the social butterfly type person, and those are just two very different lifestyles, so I could see why there may have been a rift, and I hope that she did make it to Canada for them to, decide this in person, but I'm truly heartbroken. I thought if anybody in the entire franchise was going to make it, it was going to be Katie and Blake, and who knows, maybe they'll find each other again like Claire and Dale did, but hopefully work out more than they did. You know what I'm trying to say. So yeah, that's all I have to say about this. I probably won't call in again until after I get home from my vacation, but yeah, I just had to call in and say something. Thanks, have a great day. Bye!
Thank you so much, Catherine, for that voicemail, and please enjoy sunny, or is it rainy, Kauai, Hawaii. I have to push back on doing the stand-up thing. Making people laugh, or the attempt to, can be just as useful as saving rhinos. Now, if you can make a rhino laugh, you can win both worlds. Boone is doing okay. He has allergies and a skin problem, but he is doing okay. Thank you guys for asking. JC Miles said the stand-up thing. I thought Dave did the stand-up thing. Yeah, and I know one of the 4 agreements is to not take offense to things. And because of that, I don't take offense to it. I know Catherine means very well with her comment. But I would be careful to assume that Katie's out there partying till 3 a.m. every night while Blake is doing the Lord's work. He gets his joy from helping conservation groups, and Katie has an itch to be a performer. In the end, we're all trying to do things that make us ourselves happy.
Hi, Dave. This is me and my mother calling in from Cincinnati, Ohio. Just giving you a take on my view for Katie and Blake's breakup. I just wanted to say that a couple of nights ago, I kind of called it in terms of them breaking up because I felt like they didn't have the chemistry. I felt like she settled. So this helps my theory. It's definitely unfortunate and it's definitely sad. But based off of everybody's voicemails that are coming in, it's kind of seeming like they got the same drift as how I was getting. So very sad for the couple, but kind of predictable because, like I said, I think she's definitely settled. Did you have anything to say, Mommy? Are you sure? She was a Blake and Katie fan. She felt as if they were going to make it, but I did not. So, all right, love you, Dave. Woo-hoo-hoo. Like and subscribe.
Thank you so much for that voicemail. Per Jen Murphy's request, this next conversation will be completely in ASMR. So sleep along with me as we relax for tonight's episode of The Bachelorette.
Calling from Huntsville, Alabama, and I wished I had put money on it. You could see that his affection for her was not as hers was for him. And I was saying it all the time, even to when they came out on stage to meet with the producer. I could see that he really wasn't in it. It looked like he was putting on an air. And so it's probably best that they did what they did. But if I had put money on it, I would be a rich person. Thank you. I'm a senior and could just see through the whole thing. Thank you for the opportunity to give my opinion. I wish them the best.
Thank you for that phone call from Huntsville, Alabama. I too wish I got involved in cryptocurrency several years ago. But I didn't, and neither did you. We will start transitioning into upbeat music right after this. We'll be going live in 3 minutes and 47 seconds in the same chat. Stay tuned, use the bathroom, bump your Harrisons, and get ready as we prepare to follow Michelle on her journey for love. On my next tier of the Patreon levels, I will be narrating the fantasy suites with an ASMR play-by-play commentary.
Push the like button.
Time
Push the like button. Everyone should post on your like.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hello, how are you? Just got out of the shower. Good to see everyone out there. It's your boy, Dave Neal. How about that little pre-episode voicemail system for you guys? I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much to all of my voicemailers calling in from Huntsville, Alabama, from Florida, from northern Utah, some callers from Rhode Island, and all over the map. New Jersey was in the house. I appreciate all your voicemails. Mainly, if not all, regarding the shocking news that Katie and Blake broke up. Hey, I got something in the mail. I showed this on another stream, but I wanted to share this with you guys. As you guys know, I was hand-delivered at a stand-up show. This beautiful piece of artwork right there, I digress. And then I was given this right there, as you can see. Bumping Harrison's. So I'm gonna need a nice hallway to put all this artwork. Who knew I was gonna be like the grandma of Bachelor Nation with all this beautiful artwork here? I want to be the grandma that like puts all of my grandkids' artwork on the wall. Anyway, I was got a nice card from Amy. cross.stitching.queen on Insta. Sent me a nice card and wishing me a happy fall. Happy fall to all of you guys out there. And thank you all so much for all the love and support you've given. I'll be responding to your comments now. We'll go into a few different topics in this live stream. Of course, we're preparing for Michelle's episode 2 of her turn as Bachelorette. Not too much to say. Of course, no spoilers. I do have a rule book there. I didn't prepare to put the rules up here. Let's see if I can find the rules. Not too important right now, as I don't really imagine we will be... let's see. No, I don't have the rules on me. Oh, is this them? There it is. No fighting, no spoilers, and super chats are appreciated. If you are just here to hang out, well, I'm here for you, baby. I am here for you guys. Tomorrow night, I'm going to be heading out of town, so I'm going to be making as much content as possible in preparation for Thursday. Here's what I have coming out Thursday. I know tomorrow's Wednesday. Tomorrow we have Bachelorette recaps in the morning. On Thursday, I'm going to have my video about Katie's stand-up show. Last thing in the world I ever want to do is critique another comics stand-up act. The only bombing I truly believe in is not trying to pursue something you want to do. As mentioned in the voicemail, our nice friend Catherine, which by all means I do totally respect and appreciate your call. The idea that people have that doing the comedy thing, the stand-up thing, the acting thing, the poetry thing, I have a joke about how we say thing when we don't respect something. And I know it's not that you don't respect it, but Katie's got ideas of grandeur, of things she wants to pursue in life. Most times, whether it be learning piano or a monologue or how to bake, you don't do it in front of thousands of people your first time. One might offer her advice to say, don't do that. But everyone's got their path, and a unique opportunity was given to her. So I will talk about that on Thursday. I just released my Bachelor in Paradise Canada recap. I've also got Rachel Lindsay wrote a essay about blackfishing. I will release that on Thursday, as well as it's not time sensitive as far as the other news that is concerned with what's going on in Bachelor Nation. Miss Liz with a super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Trying to get the right system here. You know me, I built a new setup on my desk, so it's the mixer's farther away. I got to reach for it. Hey, Coding Jesus with $2. Odds Blake shows up on Michelle's season. Michelle's season is wrapped and in the books, so I'm going to go with 0% chance Blake shows up on Michelle's season. But yeah, I have the same questions all of you guys do. Who initiated the breakup? Wasn't Katie on Saturday morning flying to Canada? Someone, and of course, respectfully, we don't know, and it's not up to us to really figure it out. It really isn't. With that said, there's been a bunch of wild thoughts about it. For the most part, because they did a good job of issuing a joint statement, it has fanned a lot of potential flames as far as who's at fault. It just so happens they are not in the same place. Now, Could it be a case where Katie thought Blake was going to move to San Diego with her and he decided to spend another year in Africa? And I know someone had commented not to refer to Africa as his location as he's moving around into different places, but I have no idea what country he's in. And if you do, you can correct me. I don't know what country he was in the conservation work he's doing, but by all means, I am listening if anyone knows where it was. Could it be the case that they broke up because they couldn't see eye to eye? And if that is the case, what if those eyes changed? What if the reason they broke up is because Blake wouldn't move to California, but then Blake knocks on her door and says, hey, I'm here, I'm in California, and I want to make this work. Do they get back together? Lauren says Kenya. Are we for sure it was Kenya? I'll take your word for it. We've got some other news, lightly breaking, which I will share with you guys in a little bit regarding Bachelor's next filming schedule. And Angel says, the eyes can definitely change. Anything's possible. Anything is possible. I wouldn't be completely surprised if Dale and Claire got back together. Although I will share with you what Claire just posted here. Let me turn the music off right now. Turn the music off in the background. Claire had just posted something on Instagram, which I thought was pretty interesting. By the way, for those wondering, I have not bought my new MacBook Pro yet. Very much wanting to do that. It hasn't been offered on the friends and family discount that I'll be receiving, so I haven't been able to do that. Here we have Lauren Zima right here. Napa photo spill. Would have just gotten married then and there, to be honest. So there's Lauren Zima with former Bachelor and Bachelorette and Bachelor in Paradise host Christopher Harrison. Welcome, Lauren and Chris. There they were in Greece, I believe. They were in Greece there. Does anyone know where in Greece they went? I couldn't remember where it was in Greece. I thought it was Santorini. I think judging by the photos, it might be Kiono. Is that a place? Kiono? All right, there they are. That's that nice not having to be on camera facial hair there. Oh my gosh, I'm starving. Oh, look how thickly cut those French fries are. Oh, and the cheese. Oh, look how cheese just spills over the ground beef. And you can tell that's not store-bought ketchup. You can tell that's like almost like a cranberry sauce texture to the ketchup. Lightly salted steak fries. We need a trigger warning if we're going to be sharing this. Oh my gosh. So here they are in Greece. Beautiful. You know, it looks just like California. That's why I don't go to Greece. I'm like, why do I go to Greece? It looks just like Napa Valley. All right. There they are with some fellow Greeks. It must be their tour guide. This is the main Greek guy. And looking very nice. So there they are in Greek. I don't want to speak Greek, so I don't know what that says there. But she's got her nice big ring. Mr. and Mrs. Harrison. Emily Dickinson. Very nice. So that's not what we went here for. We went here to see Claire. Now we see Claire obviously broke up with Dale apparently on September 10th, the weekend, when she, thank you so much, Terry, for the super chat. Much appreciated. Claire broke up with Dale with the same weekend Katie and Blake were in New York, and the same weekend Tasha and I were in New York. Tasha got pneumonia, and they both lost their relationship. So we'll take pneumonia over the alternative. Make your commitments stronger than your words. Coming from Claire Crowley. At this point in time, you can't post something on social media without assuming the audience will read into it. Lisa Reed says, Dave is hot for the cheese. You know it, baby. My fantasy suite will be all types of cheese. Just a charcuterie board. Bruce has dinner reservations in 50 minutes looking for you. The ring is not from Neil Lane. No, the ring is not a Neil Lane ring. It was tagged by Chris Harrison, so we can look at the ring here. So what I love about the live streams is this content. Of course, he removed all of his old posts. This content here doesn't really serve a purpose in a larger video, but for right now. By the way, I thought that was a phone. Someone told me that was a solar light. I was like, oh, I thought that was a phone. I thought he was playing like their favorite song or something. Colton Underwood been tracking this story. Let's see if he gets any hate still. Nope, no hate at all. There you go. All right. So anyway, yeah, it's the ring was from somewhere else. So let's see if he's got it. Do. Sunday night. What is Sunday night? A love story. Love it. Congrats to the both of you. I don't know Sunday night is the Dallas Cowboys. Okay. Coding Jesus says, is Chris retired now? I don't believe so. I don't believe in today's world, do people retire? I mean, he's taking some time off, probably waiting for a new opportunity. JC Miles says, I assume ABC won't be paying for and televising Chris and Lauren's wedding. No, of course not. But they can get whatever sponsorship deals they want, if they do want. Laura says Napa is in California. I think that's why it reminds you of Napa, Dave. Yeah, I was totally kidding. It's Napa Valley, California. Absolutely. Gorilla says, times are strange. Lots of people are backing out of commitments lately. So many people have quit at work. We are in a time of change. We are certainly in a time of change. People are fed up with the status quo. They realize there's, I guess, with the adversity we've all faced during the pandemic, people realize life is too short to spend it with people you don't love. Life is too short to spend it at a job you don't love. Life is too short to spend it being sick and tired of being sick and tired. I think we can all understand that. Just reading some of your comments. Got a couple other stories we'll get to here. Again, not much to say about Michelle's season. We're looking forward to it, but it is still, it's like a gift that we have barely opened out of the box. There is not much to say about it. We're still waiting to see how it all plays out. We'll see if there's any other voicemails from you guys. It doesn't look like it, but if anyone wants to call in and leave a voicemail, you certainly can. Probably play those more later tonight. I'm going to be refraining from doing, well, I'm not sure yet. I really should know this, but I believe I won't be doing a late night voicemail tonight. I'm sorry, a late night live stream tonight. I've got and I do apologize for that. Like I said, I am flying tomorrow with a boatload of things that need to happen before I fly out. Tasha and I are going to her sister's wedding. And Elisa says, hi, y'all. Sad I missed the 3:30 voicemails. Were they good? They were exceptionally good. And you can actually watch them afterwards on the replay. But yes, I've got to make sure I get some other things done, non-Bachelor things related, as I prepare for the journey that I have. And let me tell you something. As much as I love live streaming, and I really, really do, it is very hard to multitask this when I'm traveling. And this weekend I'll be traveling, and then I won't be traveling, and then I'll be home for 3 weeks, and then I'll be traveling for Thanksgiving. I'll be with my family in Disney World. That's where I'll be for Thanksgiving on a big family reunion. Whose idea was it to travel during Thanksgiving? Not mine, but very excited nonetheless. So we'll get into a few other stories here. This next one that I'm going to mention is a slight spoiler. I'll tell you what the spoiler is about. It's about an upcoming Bachelor season. It doesn't spoil who the Bachelor is going to be. We already have decided on my channel, we're going to mention who the next Bachelor is, okay? We've decided that. I can't make a spoiler every single time when the governor's tweeting it and the Fox News and all that. So the next Bachelor, it's Colton Underwood. That's it. It's Colton Underwood. He's back in the closet. It's Clayton Echard. Okay, that's the next Bachelor. If that really pisses you off, save me the comments. Just go. You got to go. Okay. Well, I've just had to decide to crack an egg and make an omelet. That's where we are. We've taken a poll. It's that's where we're at. Miss Liz says, did you see Descartes' post about feeling like Lauren Zima played victim with her reason for not continuing Roses and Rosé? I'll play that in a minute here. Give me a second on that one, but I did see that. The Descartes pod is so funny with the way they edit some of these things. Very funny. I'll play that in a little bit here. But what I want to share with you guys is, and I really would want to do this with a better graphic. So let me see if I can just get a better graphic. And I don't think I can. You know what? We're going to get right into it here. So this next clip that I'm going to be talking about, I don't like the way I'm introducing this at all. I'm going to probably clip this up again for tomorrow morning. You know what? Maybe I'll just make a separate video. Either way, we'll see. We'll see if I make a separate video if we talk about it here. Reality Steve has confirmed what he reported this. Wow. Let's try this one more time. You guys are finding me live at the 46-minute mark. Let's circle it. Reality Steve is reporting that there's going to be back-to-back seasons of A Bachelor this coming year, 2022. This is breaking news, folks. Confirmed what I reported this morning. There will be another Bachelor season that airs after Clayton's season. Starts filming mid to end of February. Will air most likely in the Bachelorette spot, which is May to July. Hearing this could be the new norm moving forward. As for Bachelorette, looks like it might be moved permanently to where it's been the last 2 years. Film July through end of August, beginning of September, and air October through December, like Claire, Tayshia, and Michelle's season. So the general consensus, maybe there isn't a general consensus, but one of the things you might worry about is oversaturating the show. A lot of people have said the ones that aren't watching Michelle's season is it's just been too much. And maybe that's my fault. Maybe we've been making way too much content this year. And then maybe ABC and The Bachelor realize, look, it's such a big market. Some people will tune in for one season. Some people will tune in for another. But the only way to make it more fair with having more leads is just to make more seasons. Now, I don't know if that's the case of what they're doing, but this could be very much what happened. You know, of course, Michelle's season was essentially made under a protest. People said, we want Michelle, and they got Katie. And then it was too late. The Bachelor producers already had, gears in motion. So they went with Katie, but they said, no, we'll give you more. They pulled an Oprah. They said, look under your chair. That's another season of The Bachelorette. And that's what they did. Now we have to endure all the vague Mike Fleiss Bachelor announcement tweets again. Bachelor Nation, we are fatigued from all the back-to-back programming. The producers, another one. All the Bachelor recap podcasters, Instagram pages, and sub-mods after hearing of a new addition to the torrential downpour of Bachelor Nation. I don't think I can work here any longer. No one asked for this. They heard our comments about being burnt out from all the Bachelor content and said, no breaks for you. Seems like they're always giving a big FU to the fans. Listen, making extra content is not a big FU to the fans. People are just going to have to decide whether or not they want to follow it all. Who knows? Maybe people will get more burned out by channels like mine, or maybe people will come to channels like mine just to get the recap because they can't follow all the episodes. We'll have to see what the case may be. Let's go to some of your comments here and see what's going on in the chat room as I'm recording this live. Cross Stitch Queen says, it'll give you content to cover. And of course, that is the Cross Stitch Queen who made this beautiful frame here for me. How about that? Bumping Harrisons. Of course, Lauren Zima knows a thing or two about bumping Harrisons now that they've consummated their engagement. Is that how it works over there in Greece? When you get engaged, you consummate it? All right. Can't they rotate staff? People want their Bachelor content. Depends on who they pick for the next Bachelor. Lil Brownie says, I like the year-long content, honestly. So let's read some more comments from Reddit. Tyler has his pick of models and even dated A-listers, even if he will be Bachelor. Whoever he picks won't last. How'd he go back to Becky from Kansas after dating a Hadid? Who would they even pick? I'm already annoyed. Not a single person asked the producers to do this. I'm sorry, but the whole year of 2022 will be my long overdue Bachelor Nation break. I'm sure that is not the case. Y'all are addicted. Okay, I'm not spoiled for Michelle's season, so I'm not going to read the comment. Well, there's no spoilers in these comments here anyway. But the point that we've got going on is that we've, through the pandemic, as we know what went down, is the pandemic started. No one knew how long it would last. Claire's season got pushed, right? They were supposed to film it in the spring. It got pushed due to COVID till late summer. They filmed it in the bubble. It was released in the fall, and then it rolled right into Matt James' season. Now, after that, we had multiple seasons, Katie, and then we kind of went on a nonstop thing. Katie's season led into Bachelor in Paradise. 1 week off led into Michelle's season. We're going to take this puppy all the way into Christmas, take a quick break during Vlogmas, and then we're going to have our next Bachelor, which, as Reality Steve had posted, is recruiting right now. So he knew this because they were recruiting for new people to be on the show that hadn't previously been on the show. So this was the indicator that it wouldn't be some sort of novelty show, that it'd be a full new season. As for Bachelorette, looks like it might be moving, so like you said, permanently. If it's Blake, then the whole breakup thing is a coincidence. Of course, it's not Blake. Blake won't be the next Bachelor. I don't think that's going to be the case. Michelle says, can we have constant Bachelor in Paradise? It's so superior. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you prefer Bachelor in Paradise? I disagree. I think it's nice to have a little bit of a difference. Of course, I'm now covering Bachelor in Paradise Canada, so my mind is just blown over all the content that we have going on. Let me respond to Tasha. Yeah, Def. Like I said, our dog's at the vet, so I had to make sure that I have to drop him back off tomorrow for some testing that he's getting done before we leave. Choni Girl says, maybe because Bachelor is one of the few shows that still makes money. Yeah, the Bachelor franchise, even if the numbers are down, is still a huge cash cow for Bachelor producers and ABC in general. So absolutely, they have seen that they're able to make good money on this. Kevin says they should have a Bachelor and Bachelorette at the same time. Maybe some of the contestants will start dating each other instead of the lead. That's interesting. I mean, that's essentially like Bachelor in Paradise. That's just like a bigger Bachelor in Paradise. There'll be a lot of cleaning the filter in the hot tub, if you know what I mean. Because they're grimy. Lauren, let's see here. Crafty Beach says, I really wish people would stop breaking up. Yeah, don't we all? Sarai says, I just wonder why they always pick guys who are always young and immature. Well, we have to admit that drama sells. If it bleeds, it leads. And of course, there is something to be said about the young and immature guys, kind of like the Aarons, right? That create more drama than someone like the Thomases, right? Thomas was kind of like, he was the center of the drama, but I don't know if he created it on his own accord. It was more created by others, kind of like pointing the finger at him and accusing him of being things that he may or may not have been. Regine says, who else could it be after Clayton? Blake Moynes as Bachelor? Too soon. Well, I mean, I guess technically it wouldn't be too soon by the time they actually filmed. I just don't think that would happen. Of course, people have said it could be Tyler Cameron. Laura with a $2 super chat. No, you could never burn us out, Dave. Well, thank you so much. Tell that to my mother. She's so sick of me. I'm kidding. Cross-Stitching Queen says, Jason Clare's first one-on-one. I vote him for Bachelor. I would not be opposed to that whatsoever. Jason would make a great Bachelor from the great University of Rhode Island. Very nice guy. Don't know if I see that being the case there as a kind of early exit guy with less of a following. But we all know that Bachelor, when they like somebody, they don't mind if they have a following or not. They kind of know that the following will come along. Crafty says, hey, is Boone okay? Yeah, he's got an allergy, and he's being tested, and he's kind of has some patches of skin missing. It happens once in a while, but all in all, he's doing okay. Terry says, I cried last night over Katie and Blake. No joke. Well, the truth is, and some people can watch this show, so sort of like, and not build attachments to others. But, it's the same if say if Tasha, my fiance, and myself, say if we broke up, I would imagine some people would be upset about that root us on, that follow us, that have built equity and time with us. So and of course, that's not the case. We're doing just great. But I could understand knowing the relationships that I root for, when they don't work out, you go, dang. And we have to remind ourselves that sometimes people are better off not working out. We just hope for the best, but if they have an issue within their relationship that's unresolvable, or if they're just not each other's person, that's okay too. They're just one stepping stone closer to either finding that person or finding the inner peace that they search for. All too often we look for the Band-Aid of somebody else to fix whatever wounds we have. And I think true love comes when we realize that we have the solutions and the Band-Aids within us to cure ourselves of whatever trauma we've been carrying around. And as we deburden that and release from the stresses and the victimization and all of the things that we've carried along with us in life, when we release ourselves from that, other people can see the glow, the radiance that can come from being authentic, from being perfectly happy in your own skin, from being confident and secure in who you are. And that's what another partner will look for. So if there's anyone out there that's wondering, why isn't it my time yet? What do I need to do, to make things right or to attract another person? The truth is, the irony is, you need to not worry about the person you want to attract. You need to build the best version of yourself and continue focusing on your foundation and find hobbies that you love and passions. What makes you happy getting up every day? And it might not be one thing or another. It might be a charity or a community or a kickball team. It might be a combination of the three. You might love walking dogs, which we all do, right? And maybe that's the thing that gets you out of bed every morning and gives you purpose in life. And when you have purpose and when you have the whatever it is, joie de vivre, whenever you find that, who wouldn't want to be with you? Who wouldn't want to enjoy life with somebody and sit shotgun on your journey? Erica Powley says, Reality Steve for Bachelor. Make some real headlines. Hey, why not? Go for it. Reality Steve for Bachelor. Greg Grippo as the next Bachelor. Could be an option. Greg Grippo could be an option. We've got this post, Greg Grippo. So we're really not going to talk about the song in Greg's story right now. I'll play just a second of it here. This was Greg's Grippo story today. Don't mind us. I'm not going to play the audio, so just so I don't get tripped on the licensing. But this is what was said here in his audio. Plays for you guys. 'Cause it seems like a short life, but it feels like a long time when I remember everything. That was what was said, and then the continued lyric is, in another time I made up my mind that you were perfect in the flashing light. If I tried, I'd make this thing work right. Now, of course, whatever Greg Grippo was going to post today, people were going to wonder if it was posted as a response to Katie breaking up with Blake or whatever that case may be. And we really don't know for sure, but I'd love to know what you think. Let me know. More content coming your way. All right. Oh, I just wrote on my desk accidentally. That'll be a clip for tomorrow. I think Greg Grippo, people have seen his social media and seen him as more of a human than maybe from what they saw with his initial interactions. Maybe time would give Greg Grippo the chance to be the Bachelor. Maybe he has agreed to it in theory, and that's why they've decided to make it the next season. Maybe it's less about whether or not they want to do another season, but maybe they're trying to fit the right people. So maybe if there was a lady that was ready, they would do a Bachelorette season. Really not sure whatever their thought process is, but there are plenty of people that have been rooting for him. Maybe Michael A. ruined his chances with his thirsty comments on Katie's Instagram. No, I don't believe so. I feel like his comments weren't meant to be harmful. I'll tell you what I'm going to do right now, which I forgot to do earlier, is set the timer for tonight's episode. Let's go to this. 4:59. I'm going to end this in about 29 minutes. There's the timer right there, just so you guys know. This will let us know what time the episode tonight will talk. Miss Liz says, y'all are not allowed to break up. Well, Tasha and I we're pursuing our life in our journey together unconditionally. I've made every commitment possible to appreciate her on her good days and bad days, and she has done the same to me. And it is truly something I'm very grateful for. We try to complement each other very well, but of course, it's still tough. I don't think we'll ever understand each other's love languages ultimately, but that's what sign language is. You learn a way to communicate with someone else, through whatever the adversity that is there. And I think in a lot of relationships, that's what you have to do. You have to understand, I'm never going to understand truly, or maybe I will, the love that my fiance or other friends need to receive, but I know what love I can give. And if we can find a way to translate that, then that's what's more important. And I think that's what we all need to learn in relationships. Sorry, I think I'm a few seconds behind. Lisa Reed asked, do you know how Katie's stand-up attempt went? Yeah, she got kind of some bad reviews. on a from the Sun, but I'm gonna kind of like slam that in a video, which I'll release on Thursday, because I think I'm sure she did just fine for her first time. Like, what do you expect? It's like if someone's never baked a cake before, and you're like, all right, can you make me a wedding cake? You think it's gonna turn out like the best wedding cake you ever seen, or there's gonna be things stuck to the bottom? They're gonna bake it too hard. The inside's gonna be, there's gonna be, what are you gonna do? The problem with stand up, and I'll get into this later, is that good comedy makes it look really, really easy. Now, if someone's juggling flaming juggles, that doesn't look easy. That looks hard. But if someone's doing good stand-up comedy, it looks like I just thought of this thing I'm going to tell you about. Seems easy. It's not. It's an art form. It's very challenging. So no surprises right there. Layla says, I thought that Katie liked having her personal time and she could have visited Blake. I have a feeling they will miss each other even more now. So sad for them. Yeah, I mean, I think, I don't know. I don't know what Katie's love languages truly are. I don't know. Maybe she likes her alone time, but maybe that means a couple days a week, not a full month at a time. Who knows, really? Let's go back to the top of the page here. Sorry, I can't get to everyone's comments. So many great comments. Super chats, I'm always going to give top priority to, just because it's hard to get to everybody. Natalie says, I really felt that Blake was far too advanced for Katie. Watching his trip to Africa really demonstrated his maturity and passions. He's an outstanding person. So is Katie, but seems too young for him. Well, I mean, this is one of those things. We look at things so differently. Like, Katie's promoted so many different charities. Katie's fought to have trigger warnings on the Bachelorette for sexual assault. Rain.org. She has fought to get to have very tough conversations that don't help her one iota. It doesn't help her one iota to talk about consent, to talk about these things where people are going to look at her in some ways as lesser than. Some people are going to look at her that way. She has those conversations because it furthers a positive agenda of truth, of discussion over tough topics. And to that, again, you can't compare what Blake's doing in Kenya to what Katie has done for her charities. They both are doing great work with their platforms. Someone earlier, Catherine, called in, maybe it was someone else, and said, oh, Katie's up till 3 a.m. drinking and doing this. Who the hell am I to tell her what to put in her body? I think you can go out on someone's birthday and have a good time. And I think she's partying probably way less. I mean, for every story of her being late partying, there's stories of her being alone at 9 p.m. being like, I just, did an Irish exit from a party. I had to leave. I'm too old for this. So I don't buy like one's morally doing more than the other. I don't know what went wrong. Maybe we never will. Terry says, do you think there's a chance they might get back? Always. But, you'd think if there was a chance, they would have gone on a break. We're on a break. And then they wouldn't have announced this. It does seem like a nail in the coffin. I was as surprised as everyone else. Jen says, for sure, a wedding vlog. Yeah, we'll for sure have a wedding live stream and a wedding vlog and all that jazz. Cav says, I hope Katie's not going to give up on her comedy, even if it didn't go well. I feel like she can be funny. Comedy is a long process. It is a long and slow process of figuring yourself out. And if someone does give up their first time, then they just weren't meant to do it. That's all you have to say about that. I don't expect that to be the case at all with Katie. I expect her to stay relevant on YouTube when her contract allows her to. I expect her to make content in different mediums. As far as, she had built up her TikTok pre-Bachelor. I fully expect her to find whatever her process is to self-express. And I think she'll make the place better off because of it. Just like we all do. Like I say with my own stand-up. I try to leave my time on stage having left the room with a higher energy than when I started. The same thing is true about this live stream. We might have ebbs and flows, but when I hit the button and say we are done right now, I want, for the most part, our collective to feel a little better about ourselves. And whatever Katie ends up doing to figure out what that is, power to her. Maybe it's opening up a cat rescue at a no-kill shelter. Maybe it's who knows? Who knows? It could be a whole bunch of different things. Terry said, if I were single, I would have gone with Blake to Kenya. I think that wasn't an option for their first trip. I think Blake had to go. There is a real security threat. There is a real threat of being kidnapped, and there is a real threat of having a target on your back. I, if given the opportunity, wouldn't want my fiance to be there because God forbid something happened. I wouldn't want to have I wouldn't want to have her anywhere near anything like that. Might sound a little sexist, but it is dangerous out there. There are poachers being killed. There are park rangers being shot at. It is absolutely dangerous. And even though they're surrounded by security, a lot of bad things could happen. And I don't think he was in a place to invite her to that. Gorilla says, yeah, you don't just show up at the mic and kill the room. All crafts like stand-up take work and more work. You know what's funny? I'll tell you this. I did a stand-up show probably a couple months ago. It was an open mic. I did an open mic a few months ago. I might have told this story already. And the room was bad. Everyone went up and everyone bombed. Bomb. And then I went up and I went in hard and I cracked the room. I started to get laughs. And by the time my set was over, I had a great time. I had the audience paying attention. We built the dang thing. We did what we wanted to do, and it was great. After my set, the host, young lady, comes on stage and says, boy, I wish I had the confidence of a straight white man. And I understand. Street called me a straight white man. That's exactly how I identify. But how funny that 10 years of stand-up, 10 years of blood, sweat, and tears, 10 years of learning the ins and outs, the language, the intonation, the different ways of talking, the different beats, the moments, how to deal with a bad crowd. After 10 years of that, the host's response was, I wish I had the confidence of a straight white guy. How about that, guys? And I had a chuckle to myself. I was very upset. I say the 4 agreements, try not to get offended. But I had to take a few breaths to be like, how dare you think that that's what that was? How dare you think? Anyway, it was a fun moment there where whenever we try to think of whenever we look at someone else and where they are in that moment, we don't know what's underneath that iceberg that led to get them there. Even me with this channel, right? I enjoyed talking to you guys. I got tons of room for growth, trying my best, but definitely reaching closer to a flow state than when I started this years ago, Definitely realizing what I need to do on this channel to get my own energy to the right place. You guys know we'll have a bad caller. Something weird happens, deal with the troll. I'll get that music going. We'll start shaking the rice. We'll play a few things. We get that energy going again. We get it right. Try to get back to the comments here. Crafty Beach says, how rude. Yeah. Yeah. And I laughed about it, and I told Tasha, and we had a good joke about it. But that's the thing. To that person, they thought that they didn't do well because they didn't have the charm of a straight white guy. Erica says, Dave, she was punching up. No, she wasn't. I'll tell you what she was doing. She was, I appreciate the thought, Erica. She was trying to discredit what I had just done on stage. And again, I'm not offended by it. It's an example of a fun moment that I don't forget because you go, oh, really? So I say that because when people think like, oh, Katie, she didn't destroy on stage for 10 minutes. Well, she got up there and she didn't pass on the opportunity. And there's been opportunities I've been given that I have passed on where I go, ooh, I don't know if I'm ready for that. Oh boy, where I didn't, it's almost like the longer you do stand up, the more self-doubt you actually get because, as a beginner, you do have this like naive confidence. And the more you do it, the more you realize how far you are from the finish line. The more you realize, oh my gosh, there's so many amazing people doing this. And then eventually, what I'm working through is just figuring out the whole like, hey, I do have some worth here. I do know what I'm talking about. And then getting that confidence back. And we go through it with whatever industries we're in. Layla says, I watch you for you, Dave, not your gender and sexuality. I know some incredibly confident people who are neither straight nor male. Yeah, it was, like I said, it was irrelevant for the host to mention any of that. It was just one of those moments that I was like, oh, is that what that was? Okay. I thought I was just doing my job up there, but I guess I was just giving those laughs. Yeah, every successful comic can bomb. Yeah, she was trying to bring me down. And you know what's funny? And again, I'm not mad at her about this, but it's funny because when you do well on stage, the audience really likes you. And then if the host tries to make fun of the comic who just did well, the audience starts to hate the host. So her joke fell flat. Everyone was like, oh no, that wasn't, that wasn't it at all. It was whatever. It's fine. Ashley says, people trashing Katie's stand-up need to get up there and see how they do. Yeah, I'll have a whole video about this, like I said, on Thursday. The only advice I'd give her, which I'll mention again, is like, find a hole in the wall. There's some open mics I do that, there's only 7 people in the room. And I don't do the small open mics because there's only 7 people in the room, but sometimes those are the quickest to get in and out. Try it in front of a few people, try some things out. You can learn a lot from an audience of 5 people. I've done stand-up shows in New York City in front of 3 people. There's a comedy club in Los Angeles that as long as like 3 or 4 people show up to the show, they'll start the show, but they won't start it if there's only like 1 person. They're literally like, we'll send their waitress home and they won't pay the waitress. Well, that's a bigger issue we have. Angel Victoria says, isn't it more difficult for women comedians though? Well, it's a tough conversation because it's difficult. I mean, and I couldn't possibly know, but I could imagine it's difficult for female comedians to do certain comedy shows that are at bars, that are late at night, where there's drunk crowds. Definitely it's harder for women comedians to deal with a drunk heckler. I would have an easier time shutting up a heckler because it's like, what are we doing here? Like if there's a guy in the audience yelling, it's like, dude, shut up. What do you versus I can understand it's tough because you want to let the comedian on stage win their fights. But at the same time, you want to support your fellow comics if they're dealing with a heckler. As far as it being harder for women to do comedy, funny's funny. I don't think anyone doubts that. I know too many hilarious female comedians to want to negate what they've done to say it's harder for them to be funny. I think everyone's got their own life story to tell, and I think if anything, if there's 10 dude comics in a row on stage and then you hear a female comic, I think if anything, you're going to want to listen more to her as she's got a more of a unique perspective on that show. Jalisa White with a super chat. Dave, you rock. Also hoping to see Andrew S. as Bachelor. I guess it could be Andrew S. So Dave, how do you identify? I don't understand your question. Please elaborate. How do I identify? I don't understand what you're asking. Angel says funny is funny, and I agree with that. Absolutely. But yeah, it can be tough. Like anything in entertainment, if there's a male booker, he might want to book a young female comedian who might be naive and then hit on her. And there's a million ways in which women in comedy have to deal with things that I'll never have to deal with. Totally understand that. Totally understand that. Anyway, we got 14 minutes till the next episode comes out. Let's see if we've got any other voicemails we need to get to here. It looks like we have one. We'll play this voicemail. But I do think that there's like this overly stand-up's hard. I think it's like a negligible difference to wonder like who has it harder. I don't claim to have it hard. Stand-up itself is hard. Being consistently funny is hard, but I don't think I've got it hard in any of the back end things with regards to that. In no way was my story meant to make me a victim of anything. It's just to show that somebody clearly negated what I had tried to do.
Hey Dave, it's Courtney from South Carolina. Not at all shocked about the Katie and Blake breakup. Saw that coming from a mile away. But hey, I'll date Blake. Better yet, I'll date his mom. I love Blake's mom. Anyway, I guess that's it. No, be careful who you bang. You bang who you bang. Courtney out. You cut the crap.
There it is.
Be careful who you bang.
Courtney with the sage advice to be careful who you bang. Breaking news update here. We've got, looks like Lisa Reed drove to class, then took the bus home and forgot she drove to class. There you have it, Lisa Reed. Thank you for that update. Oh, well. Sorry to hear that, Lisa. All right. Yeah, we've got Blake's mom, of course, in that voicemail. People gotta love Blake's mom here. And, Blake's mom had posted what could have been another sort of, let's go to Emily's Instagram here. It could be that Emily really loves Katie. I mean, we don't know, but she did post this, and I will share this with you. Was this a post that, and let me know in the comment sections, was this a post that Emily made for Katie? Dear someone who needs a hug, I know you might be struggling, but you will get through it. I want to remind you that you are loved. Or I should have thought about this. Or is this her message to Blake? Don't beat yourself up. Everyone has ups and downs in their lives. Just keep your head up because you were put on this earth for a reason. Don't let anyone knock you down. And if they do, you stand right back up better than ever. So that's Blake's mom there. Who could she possibly be talking about there? Pranitha says, hey, Dave, from India. Well, hello, Pranitha. Thank you so much. I'm sorry. My computer looks like it's frozen here for a second here. Trying to get back to my main page here. We're stuck. Oh, boy. Mayday. There it is. Okay, we're back. Samantha with a super chat. Thank you so much. I hope that the rumor isn't the biggest drama tonight. I truly enjoy the flaring egos amongst the men. I always want more even when they deliver it. Yeah, we'll have to see what is going on with Michelle's season as these early episodes, they rely on gags and people, quick exits and who's here for the wrong reason. There's really no, she's not going to have strong connections with guys in the sense that there's going to be infighting, So we'll have to see how that all goes. Natalie says, I want to marry one of Emily's boys just so she could be your mother-in-law. Excuse me. Who else do we have here in the comment section? Terry says, as a mom of a son, I think she's talking to Katie. If it were Blake, she could text him or call him. Good point. And as I noticed earlier, Katie's still following Emily Moynes, and she's still following Blake, and Blake's still following Katie. Miss Liz says, does anyone know why ABC did Katie dirty with promos compared to Michelle? Well, my thought with the initial promos for Katie is that they were potentially rushed because of pandemic reasons and because they were trying to get them out before the Oscars. I could be wrong with that. As we know, the day before Katie's production started, she tweeted out that she doesn't think Chris Harrison should be the host, which to be honest with you, I think could be a documentary in and of itself. The brass ovaries that she has to say that, to say like, hey, I think he should, take some more time off. Knowing full well that ABC and The Bachelor were prepared to bring him back. I mean, that's some heavy stuff. Could the crew have had it out for her? Maybe. Do I think they would have sabotaged their own show? Absolutely not. I don't think so. Maybe that they don't make her coffee order one day, or maybe they, don't pick her up in the commuter van at the right time. I mean, maybe a little prank like that. But do I think they're gonna do you think the creative director is gonna sabotage their portfolio and sabotage their credibility? I don't think so. I don't buy it. Sarah Barnes, how do we feel about Joe from Minnesota? We'll have to see. Of course, he DM'd Michelle and then ghosted her. But then again, they never met in person. So, do you owe someone a response if you never met in person? Then again, he came on her season. So that is a light-colored red flag. Sharp says, I have to wait 3 more hours on the West Coast. And as a reminder, I don't believe I'll be doing a West Coast. Let's call it right now. No West Coast live stream tonight. You guys will have to understand. I do apologize. I'm not going to be doing the West Coast live stream. All I can ask, if you're on the West Coast, is rewatch my East Coast live stream. Normally, I talk before and after the episodes till my face goes blue and my voice goes out. But I have so much other things I have to do to prepare for my trip. Like I said, the dog's going to be, we're going to have to be getting the dog back from the vet and all these other things. So please, I do apologize for that. If you're on the West Coast and you could support the East Coast live stream, even afterwards, go check that out. You won't be there live and in the flesh, but it will still exist. And I appreciate you guys so much. Sophia says, what did I miss? Not too much. We played voicemails for the first half hour. No late night live stream tonight. And all that jazz. Kevin says, Dave, how do you watch the East Coast version when you are on the West Coast? I'm on the West Coast. I go to some website that I just pray works every time, and it does. It's clearly, it's some East Coast feed. Erica says, any advice on my dating show Zoom interview on Friday? Erica, you're going to have to tell me more about that. I have no idea what that is, but it sounds fascinating. If you're on a dating Zoom show, can ask if they need any, boy, I'd love to run that through my live stream. Wouldn't that be fun if we did a dating show? If I had a higher percentage of men on my channel, I could do some dating shows with you guys. Like, all right, we got Josh in Boston, and maybe that's what I can do. Maybe I can do a Bachelor theme. We got Josh in Boston. Maybe I could get some info about him, and then I could like patch through some of the ladies in the Boston area and see if there's anyone in the chat that'd be interested in him. How about that? You just have to name your firstborn child Dave Neal Power Recapper. That's all you have to do. Yeah, everyone come party on the East Coast live stream. Let's just do one good one on the East Coast. Katie really only settled for Blake when the guy she actually wanted left, and she cried her butt off and said she wanted to go home. Well, Cheryl, I disagree with your sort of boiling it down of what it is. We honestly don't know. Whenever we make these strong statements, we don't know. Obviously, she wanted closure from Greg, but a lot could have happened. Yeah, maybe you could be right. A lot of people go, see, I told you the relationship wasn't going to work out. Well, I mean, if this was a roulette table, we would bet that the relationship's going to fail. I mean, that's obvious. Most of the relationships do fail. But I don't know if Katie settled for Blake. I don't know if that's the case. Rachel Brown says, Dave, are you a Game of Roses fan? I'll be quite honest with you. Never once in my life have watched their content, and it is of no offense to them, just so incredibly busy with my own content. Everyone goes, Dave, do you listen to this podcast? No, none of it. I catch what I catch, and that's it. I am so slammed. I work nonstop. But anyway, I'm sure they're great. Miss Liz says, OMG, Dave could run a dating show via his lives. Yeah, I would do that, but I'd have to consider I'd want it to be like either people I know or people that have been loyal with the family here, and then maybe do some sort of other I would want to be in control. Like if say we have Liz in Alabama and in Fayetteville, is that a place? Why did I pick? Let's go to Orlando. Say we have Liz in Orlando, and if I find 10 guys that I think are suitable or in the same league as Liz, that'd be great. But I'm not going to pair Liz up with some creepo, you know what I mean? And I don't know if we have enough. I don't know if the following's big enough to have a talent pool that could meet that. But maybe I could start seeing go to some Nashville or some big hot spots, and we can do some Zoom dating, and I'll let people I'll run people through the Zoom dating. Maybe when I've got my new computer, I can run some Zooms by you. Laura says, Dave, please find me a husband. Okay. Taking a request now. I'm going to start playing some music. For you guys. Give me a second to get some tunes on. Let's do some 2010s pop here. Ain't nothing. Let's see what this is. We got 4 minutes left. I'll probably get out of here in 2 or 3 minutes, and I'll let the music play us out. Lil Brownie says people are forgetting how much Greg was freaking out because he saw how much that Katie got on with Blake. Yeah, when Katie and Blake, their chemistry was off the charts. Rachel Brown says, set your computer really far away. Zoom has a tendency to do a super close-up, and it's not the cutest. What does yours do this? Should we do the rest of the episode like this? That's pretty good. That's I got my white eyeliner, as the kids like to call it. All right, we'll put that back there. Of course, I use a special camera here. You know me, got to have my good technology. Laura says, I'm over the apps, so totally down to find a partner on a YouTube dating show. Well, Laura, DM me. Let me know where you live. And if you live in an area in which I can round up some potential suitors, we might be onto something. I think, though, that I have to find a guy as the lead because there's so few men on my channel. My channel is about 92% women. So if I find a guy as the lead, I think it'll be easier to find women that might want to date him. Does that make sense? I only say that purely based on numbers. There's like if Laura, if I try to find 10 guys that lived in your neighborhood on my channel, I don't think I could do it. It's hard. Like whenever I get a voicemail from a guy, I'm like, woohoo, men. You know what I mean? Put that on the soundboard. Woohoo, men. Dawn says, missed your chat on my way home from work. Well, I'll be back after the East Coast live stream. I will be back. So that is at 10 p.m. East Coast, 7 p.m. West Coast. Tasha and I are going to do some sushi tonight while we watch the episode. Hopefully the dog will be back with us. Rachel, let me know what DM me on Instagram. Let me know what part of this country you're living in if you want. I'll see if there's any suitable men. I mean, wouldn't that be funny? Wouldn't that be funny if we by the way, you would all I ask in return is that people invite me to the wedding. Or maybe I can officiate the wedding. What do you guys say about that? Can I officiate the wedding? All right, we're going to be getting out of here, folks. Natalie says, I'll offer up my husband to your dating show. Absolutely. Miss Liz. All right, so it looks like we have an audience for the dating show. There we go, folks. Let's see. 457. Bailey says, I want your video about Katie's stand-up. That'll be coming Thursday. My original one got demonetized, and I think it's because there were some words in an article I read that are like, again, words I'm just not going to say because I don't want this video to be demonetized. And by the time my video got approved for monetization through the review, the human review, Katie and Blake had broken up, and it made the whole video completely moot. Anyway, all right, so that's it, folks. Thank you guys so much. I'm sorry I can't respond to all your comments here. Willie Billy with a $5 super chat. Hippo, let's see. Thank you so much for that, Willie Billy. Much appreciated. I don't know if I'd make a good matchmaker. I did introduce my college roommate to his now wife with 3 kids. So if you want 3 kids, you better get going. And you're going to have to play my recap on in the background, because if that's one way to populate the world, I don't know what is. All right. Dave's dating show. Oh, boy. Yeah, hit the like button on the way out, guys. I much appreciate all of you. And, yep, Crafty Beach says Discord. Everyone can go over to the Discord. You can find it at Dave Neal's community. The link is over there on Facebook. There's a live chat during the episode. That's it from me, everybody. Thank you so much for making this a fun time. We'll see you after the East Coast on the next live stream. Bye now. Ooh, we already have someone single in Toronto, ready to do the online dating through Dave's Dating. Good night, everyone. If you're around later, we'll see you after the East Coast episode. Bye.